My name is Damian Gregory and I'm from Lansing, Michigan. Growing up in Lansing, Michigan was a lot of ball playing and a lot of hard times early on. I was born in '77, born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, moved to Lansing right after. My mom was born and raised in Lansing. So she had me at 21 years old. My grandparents were very influential in my upbringing. They lived on the west side of town, Middle Street, 812 Middle. 11 people, 11 kids in a 2-bedroom, 13 including them, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the life in Lansing. Trying to work at a plant to be able to feed your family, trying to work odd jobs at Rio or Oldsmobile or Fisher Body. That was the life. That's the life that I saw at an early age. My granddad was on a grind 24/7. And by the time I got old enough to realize what he was doing, he was about to retire. He was a foreman at Fisher Body, took me in all the time. I ended up spending a lot of time over there. Sexton High School, Verlinden Elementary School. Moved to Bartlett when I was in 3rd grade. That's when crack hit. It was crazy. Butler Ave, Linwood Ave, you know, Nutty Boys. That was over off Middle Street, by where my grandmother was from. It was wild, you know what I mean? So it hit hard in my hometown, you know what I mean? A lot of the factory workers were on the drugs, so the cars failed to meet inspections. The cars that we bought in the future because of the crack epidemic were bad during that period. A lot of them broke down, a lot of bad parts, a lot of bad stuff. So it was just a hard time for Lansing. Reagan there. I mean, a lot of black people felt it during that era as well. I fell in love with football when I was 1st grade. 1st grade, I played for the Taylor MVPs. Taylor MVPs over on the south side of town. I was living with my grandmother at the time. And that was my first introduction to football. I was number 47, yellow jersey. My boy Frank Walker, piece of Frank Walker, Wexford, you know what I mean? Wexford Elementary. You know, that's where we was at over there, the Wex. And that was my first introduction to football. Then I became a Southside Panther, and that changed my life. You know, we had a winning tradition. Coach Johnson was so influential in my life, still is to this day. And that's where I just fell in love with football, man. I played football so much, but Lansing was a basketball town, so it's hard to be a football player in a basketball town. You know what I mean? They got Magic and Sam Vincent's and the guys that came after them, of course, the Denzels and the Forbes and guys of that nature as well. But Lansing's a basketball town, so being able to break through in football, what had not yet really been done other than Musa Muhammad. Piece of Big Moose for sure. He's the one that set the I guess kind of lit the fire in me too. I was in high school. I kind of didn't know if I wanted to play basketball or football, because Lansing basketball town, so everybody wants to play basketball at some point. So I played at high school. We were the #1 team in the state. The Moose was the football star, and I seen it. I was dating a close relative of his kind of at the time, and she brought me around him, and just seeing the charismatic figure he was and what he was able to do for the city, going out to Michigan State and going through a tough situation early on. But then, you know, Lansing Strong came back harder, tougher than ever, got drafted 2nd round, and became almost, you know, should be in the Hall of Fame, I feel, but, you know, if not in the Hall of Fame, damn near. Got 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, so, you know, that's how we do it L-Time. I knew I had to make it out of Lansing my senior year. My senior year, I was hell-bent on going to Michigan State like everybody else. So I was gonna go to Michigan State. Coach Morris was recruiting me. Like I said, crack was going so hard back then, man. You know, y'all really don't understand if you wasn't living it. You know what I'm saying? 94, 95 was when it was happening. A lot of stuff around me, a lot of crime was going around my area. A lot of dice games and shootouts and robberies was going on. Cats breaking into people's houses and things of that nature. So I was seeing that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Some of my cats that I grew up with, some of my best friends to this day, had moved out, got in the game, and their mothers moved in with them. You know what I'm saying? That's how much money they was making. 16 years old, clocking dollars like that. You know what I'm saying? To my man on Sycamore Ave, you already know what it is. You know, and that's how we had it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew then we got into a situation over there off Sycamore that was crazy. He had just got out of juvie, and we was wilding, riding our bikes. He had gotten in a fight with a cat on juvie. We riding our bikes, I remember like it was yesterday. We riding down Pine, we see the cat. My man throw his hands up, like, what up? I'm like, yo, don't do that, man. I'm going to school next week. Cat's like, nah, we gonna handle it later. My man pull out the ratchet just started letting out. It was the longest gun I ever seen, man. It was crazy, longest gun I ever seen. He started just shooting, bow, bow. We jumped off the bikes, we hit the fence. We get back to the house on Sycamore. I check myself, I'm like, yo, dog, I just got a scholarship. What is you doing? What is you doing? He's like, dog, I didn't know he was gonna do that. So then some situations happened after that where you know, my grandmother was like, it's time to get you out. So I had a coach named Coach Mallory, Bill Mallory. Definitely peace to Coach Mal, IU football. He told me, look, man, I'm gonna bring you down here early. Got me out of there in the summer, right after I graduated, took me to Indiana, got me really started in the game of football, and I knew there was no turning back. There was no way I could go back to Lansing and live a life that I had just left in younger. I had to go forward, be the person that my grandma wanted me to be, that my mother wanted me to be, and take it to the next level on and off the field and in the classroom. College was crazy, you know. I took that moose state of mind down to Indiana, you know what I'm saying? If you know what that is, if you're a Lansing boy and you saw Moose at State, you already knew what that moose state of mind was, you know what I mean? I took that down there and just ran with it, so I was a little wild in college, you know. I took that L-time with me, but I didn't take it too far. I was just a charismatic cat. Cats called me Suge. That was a nickname growing up, you know what I'm saying? So it stuck with me there. Sugar Bear, you know, it got shorter than Suge, and I ran with it. You know, that was the Suge Knight era out in Cali too. So you can imagine how that went over back in the day. So it was a beautiful situation. But I had a lot of fun. Had too much fun. Played 3 years in Indiana. Should have been all conference drafted, probably first round and all that. But ended up having to got in a little trouble. Had to go to Illinois State. We got in a big fight in Indiana. It was in Sports Illustrated, got kicked out of school and all that. And it was bad, man. I had done so much. I had graduated. My grandmother was so proud of me, but then, on the other hand, I had just got kicked out, you know, off the team. So I ended up going to Illinois State for my senior year. We ended up winning a conference championship, first time in the history of Illinois State football. I became first team All-American, 3 or 4 publications. And it was beautiful, man. I had righted the ship one more time. But still being a knucklehead a little bit, you know, my past never got out of my way. So when draft came around, I ran a 4.87 electric. 4.87 electric at the combine, man. 4.87 electric. That's like, you know, guys, only like one guy ran that this year, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those, you know, things where I should have probably been drafted, but my past kind of perceived me. Wasn't able to be drafted. I was on the board to be drafted in the second round, but like I said, you know, L-town ties and stupid decisions I made in college kind of circumvented my opportunity to be successful. But got to the league through the back end, got picked up by the Dolphins, and the rest is history. You know, what would I tell someone that wants to make it out of Lansing? Never give up, man. Never give up. You know what I'm saying? I don't been shot at. I don't been cut from teams. I've been kicked out of school. I've been, you know, all those different things. But Lansing helped build the person that I am. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I always tell people, man, you know, I'm Lansing built, you know what I'm saying? You know, like a GMC truck, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna keep coming. So that's what you gotta do. You just gotta keep coming. You gotta keep your dream alive. You gotta keep going forward, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm able to take what I learned in Lansing and give it back. Now I do so much in the community with my gridiron game, which is giving adolescents new goals. We've been doing 8 camps strong in my hometown. I was able to maximize that effort and take it to a nationwide platform. I do one every year for a special need school called the Calais School, through the Calais Foundation called Touchdown for Success. It's a beautiful event. I got Microsoft involved. I've got the New Jersey Devils involved. I've got Nike factory stores of Newark involved, and not to mention my Lansing camp, which I have Moneyball Sportswear involved in. I have, you know, just a lot of different entities over the years. Myers is always involved. The city of Lansing, the mayor's been at my camp 7 years running, speaking and being involved. To come from the environment that I came from, to come full circle to the person I am now, to be able to give back over and over again and be able to give the kids everything that I feel that they deserve, that's my passion now. So getting out of Lansing is following your passion, using what Lansing taught you to build on and to expand. Lansing got a bunch of lively mind people, and we want to make it happen over and over again. Well, Gridiron Game started Right after I got done playing, I was trying to find exactly what I wanted to do. I gave a lot of my time during college to the kids. You know, that was a passion of mine. I had a little brother that was born actually right when I got to college. So having him just made me really want to be more around kids. And every time I'd be able to be around him, I went away to school to Indiana. So wasn't around him as much as I wanted to in his 1 through 4 or 5 year old age. So by being involved in the community at Indiana, you know, that really touched me. And then when I became a Dolphin, I was asked to do a lot of community service as a young buck. They asked you to do a lot more community service than everybody else. I jumped at the opportunity. Like I said, I was a rookie free agent, so anything I could do to show my worth to the organization or to the team, I learned that was something I could do. You know, so being able to do that, I was able to do a couple of events over the years while I was playing. Not anything big, never really put naming rights to it. When I got done, I was invited to an event by Ron Rice and saw some of the stuff he was doing with his organization. And I said, you know what, it's time for me to do something in my hometown. Got with a couple guys, you know what I'm saying, that I grew up with. Larry King, my little cousin, was the one that really sparked the idea. Yo, let's do it at Sexton High School. We did our first one, we probably only had like 37 kids, you know, but it was beautiful. I had guys involved, I had the school involved, you know, it went pretty swell. Every year has grown since then. We're on our 8th year in my hometown of Lansing. We had over 250 kids last year. We'll have over 250 to 300 kids this year. We got the Lansing Police Department involved. Of course, we have the mayor, Virg Bonero, who's been supporting me since day one. Him and Bishop Maxwell, they've been great. Just Myers has been involved with us. You know, just a lot of great. I got Glow Social Media that's doing a lot of stuff for our social media, and the camp will be July 22nd. It's the 3rd week of July every year. 3rd week of July every year. You can shut it down. Lansing knows what it is, you know what I'm saying? 8 years running. But I was able to expand on that. Like this program is about. It's about getting out of Lansing. So yeah, I did it in Lansing, but I was able to do it in other places. Because doing stuff in Lansing, it helps you build the resume, or gives you the opportunity to understand you can do it on a bigger level by being able to touch politicians at such an easy way in Lansing, because we are from a political town, being the capital. So being able to do that was able to, you know, let me parlay my relationships over the years to be able to go to New Jersey and do that, and do programming in Newark with Cory Booker, to do programming with Ross Brock in Newark, to be able to go to the Calais Foundation with David Lettner and the Calais School, and be able to do events for special needs with the Microsoft organizations and the Nike factory outlets that come out and help out. So it's just been a beautiful situation. I also do a camp down in Naples, Florida that's been a highly successful Bayshore Educational Center that's sponsored by the Ritz-Carlton and a lot of different entities out of the Naples area. So we've been able to do that 5 years running as well. Be able to touch a highly populated Haitian community inside the Lely area at Lely High School. A lot of Haitian refugees and their kids come over to that area to try to start a new life, and we're able to do a camp for them every year running, not 5 years. It's been a beautiful situation over there as well. We go talk to schools, Parkside Elementary, and we've also talked to Lely High School football team as well. So we've done the camp in numerous different places, Detroit City, Detroit Metro Youth Camp. I mean, I can go on and on, you know, over the years, different stuff in Jersey, different stuff in Florida and Indiana, but it's just about giving it back, man. It's just about a guy that saw what was given to him through programming like Magic's 2+2+2 program, like the Black Family Child Institute in Lansing. I was given those opportunities through places like that, Kingsley Center. You know, they gave me the chance, you know what I'm saying? They showed me the way that if I was able to ever make it, that I would want to give back in that capacity. So being able to do that for my hometown, man, it's been beautiful. And being able to show that getting out of Lansing, it's not a curse, it's a blessing being from Lansing. Just being able to get out and do something that you've never done before, and be able to show everybody in the community how to live their life and be a strong person through everything. This is Damian Gregory from Gridiron Gang, giving adolescents new goals, and I made it out of Lansing.